What's up, guys? Your favorite elective teacher slash life coach back at it again. I know I've been hitting a lot of random topics recently, and today will be one more random topic. Um, Yesterday we hit procrastination. I thought that one might resonate a little bit. A lot of us are probably dealing with procrastination these days, and we're coming up on the end of quarter one, so get that stuff in. For my class, and I try not to stress you out, most of my stuff is usually it's just tuning in, doing my thing, and then making comments on the discussion thread or journal or whatever it is. If you have missed anything, get it wrapped up, especially like journals. That's going to be a big part of your grade coming up. So get those wrapped up. And if you have any questions, hit me up ASAP. Today, the topic we're hitting, after doing some of the life advice stuff and taking care of your body, having a good social circle, and then finding something that gives you meaning and purpose, like a job. I'm going to kind of piggyback off of that third one, like the meaning and purpose thing, and do a little bit of career type advice. So you guys I had you kind of map out your life and just tell me in general, where do you see your life going? What kind of field do you want to get into? Hopefully you pick something that you think would give your life meaning and purpose, and you'd feel like you're contributing to society, and it would give you an inner sense of value. That might sound kind of cheesy and corny, but I'm telling you, there is something to it. Like me being a teacher, I have always really liked this job. Would I like to make more money? Well, sure. Everybody would like to make more money, but I'm pretty content with what I do. I like you guys. I know many of you pretty closely, personally, after having you in this class and others. I really miss the face-to-face time. I enjoy what I do. I get up in the morning and I'm excited to come into work. I was a little more excited when I actually got to see you every day, but I'm still excited to come into work. I like the gig of teaching and talking about social studies and history and all that stuff. That doesn't mean that that's right for you. A lot of you aren't that into social studies. You got to look at what's the gig you want to get into that would, for one, give your life some meaning, purpose, give you that inner sense of value. And then for two, the other component that, I don't know, somebody's talked to you about this in life, but it often gets neglected and not talked about enough, I think, in school, the financial piece of it. You need to find a job that, one, you like to do, that gives you meaning and purpose, that you enjoy. That's definitely ideal. And two, that pays the bills, that gives you a comfortable lifestyle. Tons of people will go to work and do a job and make maybe okay money or not okay money. That's really irrelevant, but they go just because they have to pay their bills and they hate their job. I think I had mentioned this in my life advice notes from a week or so back, that they say after the most recent polling data is about 40% of Americans, they only go to work and they only do their job because they have to pay the bills. They don't love their job. Maybe they don't hate their job, but they don't like it. They don't want to be there. It's just a financial thing that they have to go do it. Another almost 30% of Americans downright hate their job. They don't want to go. They get anxiety, they get miserable about it, they might be depressed, but they literally hate their job, and they feel like they have to do it to pay their bills too, to put food on the table. Only 15% of Americans like their job. They would say that they give it a thumbs up, and this is what I'd want to do. I think the trick is you need to find something that you like to do that'll get you into that 15% niche, because to go to work, I've had jobs in the past before teaching where I hate doing it and I'm miserable and I don't like it. And that was kind of a motivator for me to go finish college, because I always thought teaching something I think I'd actually like to do. And I don't want to get stuck in some dead end job where I'm just miserable and I'm just doing it to pay the bills. And I'm just looking at the clock all day like, oh my God, I can't wait to get out of here. That's a miserable situation, and think you're going to spend a lot of time at work. You know what the average American work week is: 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week. Add that up over 20, 30, 40 years maybe of working. You're going to spend years of your life at your job. So, man, find something that isn't going to make you miserable. Now, I often have used as another example to students that, you know what, I love dogs, and I especially love puppies. And I wish I could find a job that would where I could just go play with puppies all day. But the problem is, there ain't a lot of high paying gigs in puppy playing. Uh, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's all kinds of things that you can probably think of that you enjoy doing. But a lot of those things, there's no market, there's no like financial incentive. You're not going to get paid money and not a good lifestyle to go do it. Now, sometimes you can find a niche like that where you can make good money and do something you absolutely love. I think I kind of found it in teaching. You need to find something that appeals to you, that will give you that sense of meaning and value, and then also you'll make enough money. Now, I've been talking about that and probably rambling a little too long on some of this. What is that enough money mark for you? Think about that a little bit. That'll tie into the questions I'm asking you today. How much money is enough money? Well, I think for some people, the answer is there's never enough. Like, think of we can all go find examples, do a little bit of online research, or some name might pop into your head of somebody who's a rich, like, just a mega millionaire or billionaire that has tons and tons of money, but yet they're out there hungry, working hard every day, trying to make even more. And I sometimes I feel like, man, if you're somebody that's worth several $billion, how can you even spend it all? Why are you still working? Why don't you just cash out and do whatever you want? But part of being somebody that has that mindset and is that driven is they got to that place in the first place because it's never enough. They always want to get more and more and more, and it becomes a game. It gives them, that's kind of can be their sense of purpose, that making money is a game, and I win at this game, and I'm going to keep doing it and doing it and doing it. So it isn't even necessarily the more money that motivates them. It's like winning that game and seeing that profit, and they get a good, they get stimulus from that. I don't think money necessarily equals happiness, because you can find all kinds of rich people that are some of the most miserable people on planet Earth. Some of the richest people, literally, when they track this, are the most uncontent. And you look at them and you're like, well, how can you be miserable? You have everything. You've got a beautiful house, maybe many beautiful houses. You have vacation homes. You've got a yacht and these cool cars. But the thing is, all of those material things don't account for physical health, relationships, and meaning and purpose. Okay, I'm circling it back to that life advice. If you want to be a happy and content person, check those 3 boxes. Take care of your body, have good relationships, surround yourself with some good people that you love and care about, and then find something to do that gives you value and meaning. Back to the how much is enough part, okay? I want to get down into some specifics here, and then I'll wrap it up, and I've got another video, a short video that I'll have you watch from YouTube. They say the research has been done that roughly $75,000 a year in 2020 American dollars, that basically is where the happiness, contentment line, and, oh gosh, what is the other one? It was not happiness, contentment, the basically financial well-being and like the practicality kind of sort of converge and meet. So what they're saying, according to the research, if you make less than $75,000 a year, well, making a little more money might equal more happiness. It's kind of like this. Money doesn't equal happiness, but poverty does equal misery. We can all think of people that can't pay their bills, that they struggle, that they, you know what I mean? They might have their house foreclosed on. They can't give what they need to their kids. Their car's in the shop and they can't get it fixed. It's not good to be strapped and stressed financially. If you are living way below the poverty line and just scraping to get by, that's a rough life. That's going to be kind of miserable. And it's going to be the money thing that's going to impact you a lot. So a lack of money or a real shortcoming there can make you for sure more miserable and make your life tougher. But just making more and more and more money doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have everything going for you and be a happy, content person. But they say at about $75,000, that's where the happiness and money curve, where it starts to split off and it has no correlation. So if you're making, say, $30,000 a year, well, that's decent money for, one of you guys right out of high school. But if you're 45 and have a family, $30,000 isn't that much money. You're going to be struggling and you're below the poverty line. So a little bit more money would help you out. But a family that's maybe making $150,000, $200,000 a year doesn't necessarily mean they're more happy than a family or a person with maybe kids in a family that is making about $75,000. Okay, so that's kind of a key mark. Now they just look at like people that are making more than that 75. Then the numbers go all over the place with happiness and contentment. So my advice to you is think of something that's a job that you'd kind of like to do that would give you that meaning and purpose, and then do some research on it and see what does somebody make in that field? What can they reasonably expect to knock down? And I think it's kind of like if the answer is it's close to that $70,000 mark or more, great. Because there's a lot of people that make more than $75,000 that are super happy and content because they have taken care of their body, they have good relationships, and their work gives them meaning and purpose. They can hit into those three things. So if you can make $1 million a year and check those three boxes, great. Now you got more money to buy more toys. But I don't think it's good advice to say, just go out there and just get that college degree and just work hard and you work all day, or start your own business and stress yourself out. Just make as much money as you can, because money, money, money is everything. I've known a lot of people in my life that are friends and even some family members that they make good money. They have more than me, but their stress level is through the roof, and they hate their job, and they're frustrated and anxious all the time. You don't want to be in that position. So anyway, I think I've rambled on enough today for you on that. I hope that made sense. Watch my YouTube video next that I posted, and then go to the posting notes and check out the questions I have for today's journal entry. Reminder, those are going to be due really soon. So if you've missed any of the journals before today's, I'd highly recommend you go make those up so you don't lose out on some easy points coming in right here at the end of quarter one. Have a good day.